Michael Saylor went from telling you to sell your kidney to buy Bitcoin to overseeing a $20 billion loss at MicroStrategy. But before you panic, you need to see who was on the other side of that trade. We just got evidence that the game is rigged, while they tell you it's over. Jane Street is accused of pulling the strings on a $1 trillion market. And MicroStrategy has become the most shorted stock on planet Earth. They're trying to flush you out one last time before the money printer goes brr. The greatest bear trap in financial history appears to have just been set. And we've got the receipts. Yeah, we got a big one today.
You know, my real aspiration now is, if you really hate Bitcoin, I want you to love us. Like, we're the perfect instrument to short, right? Because I promise you I won't sell it, right? We're going to be levered long Bitcoin, and if you don't like it, or if you just want to hedge it, you get to sell our stock or sell puts or buy puts, right? And the worst thing I could do is to take your side of the trade or to interfere with what you're doing. So I think part of MicroStrategy's rise to prominence in the space is we have been laser-like focused, we're very consistent, we're very transparent, we're going to buy Bitcoin, never sell Bitcoin, we're going to borrow money intelligently. If you like Manhattan, and if a company said, I'm going to borrow $5 billion at 1% interest, and I'm going to develop real estate in Manhattan, you might think that that's the kind of company you would like to invest in. But if you hate Manhattan, and we're 150% exposed to Manhattan, you get this investment thesis, you're like, that's the company I want to short. And the most important point in the marketplace is you just have to be very pure, true to your focus, have integrity and consistency and transparency, because it's not my job to trade, hedge, arbitrage, or construct that portfolio. There are guys with hundreds of millions or billions of dollars in a Bloomberg, and that's what they do every day. So my contract with them is, we're going to do what you can't do. We're going to buy Bitcoin, hold Bitcoin, and we're going to issue equity, and we're going to issue debt instruments, and you can't do that. We're a public company, and on the NASDAQ stock exchange in America with a nearly 30-year track record, and we have 16 billion of permanent capital. That's Bitcoin, right? So I can create an equity with 80 or 90 vol. I can have permanent capital. We can stand massive swings because of our capital structure. That's what we can do. What you can do is decide if you want to buy it, sell it, hedge it,
or short it.
Saylor said short it if you got the cojones. More on Saylor and MicroStrategy in a moment, but first, let's dive into who's been manipulating Bitcoin's price. Breaking: Jane Street ordered to halt, quote, manipulative Bitcoin trading according to reports. Jane Street desks were hit with an urgent internal memo: cease manipulative Bitcoin trading activity immediately. Algos reportedly shut down, desks told to stand down, and for the first time in 2 months, the infamous 10 a.m. Bitcoin dump didn't happen. Let that marinate, because now we zoom out. Rewind to May 2022. Terraform Labs collapses, Terra USD depegs. Luna enters a death spiral. $40 billion erased, according to a February 23rd federal lawsuit filed in Manhattan. Jane Street allegedly obtained non-public information about Terraform's emergency defense moves. Here's the timeline laid out in the complaint. May 8th, 2022, Terraform quietly pulls approximately $150 million in liquidity from Curve's 3 pool to defend the peg. Less than 10 minutes later, a wallet linked to Jane Street allegedly dumps $85 million UST, the largest sale in the pool's history. UST breaks $1. Death spiral ignites, Luna hyperinflates, and the system collapses. The suit claims Jane Street had insider access via former Terraform employees and positioned itself as a potential rescuer, even discussing a $200 to $500 million bailout. Instead, They allegedly front-ran the collapse. Jane Street calls the lawsuit baseless and desperate, but the allegations are serious: insider trading, fraud, unjust enrichment, and if proven, it reframes the entire 2022 crypto winter. And let's not forget what followed. Three Arrows Capital implodes, FTX collapses, lending platforms cascade into bankruptcy. Bitcoin drops nearly 60% to 15K. The entire market nuked. Now here's where it gets interesting, because right after all the dust settles, BlackRock suddenly turns bullish. June 2023. They file for a spot Bitcoin ETF. Speculation sends Bitcoin from 25K to 46K. January 2024. IBIT is approved. Bitcoin rallies to 126K, all-time highs. Now fast forward, October 10th, 2025. A stablecoin depegs on Binance. 19 billion liquidated in 24 hours, the largest liquidation event in all of crypto history. Bitcoin drops 50% over 5 months. Two massive stablecoin dislocations. Two historic Bitcoin drawdowns. And do you know who the major market maker is for BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF? Yeah, IBIT. The firm that facilitates liquidity, trading, share creation, and redemption? Jane Street! Yes, that Jane Street! May 10th, 2022, Terra collapses. October 10th, 2025, $19 billion liquidation event. The infamous 10 a.m. Bitcoin dumps. And now, right after Jane Street is sued for alleged manipulation, the 10 a.m. dump suddenly stops. Isn't that interesting? We're talking about the intersection of Wall Street power, market structure, and Bitcoin price discovery. We're stablecoin dislocations. Moments where liquidity giants position themselves for maximum advantage. Because when Bitcoin drops 60% and the biggest ETF launch in history happens right after, you at least have to ask the question. And maybe we're finally seeing how deep the plumbing actually goes. It's a tale as old as Jamie Dimon.
On September 12th, Jamie Dimon says Bitcoin is a fraud. He says he'll fire any one of his traders buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin drops 24%. When Jamie Dimon speaks, people listen. People listen. So that weekend, we found out that the largest buyer of a Bitcoin fund that's in Europe that buys physical Bitcoin, right? The largest buyer was Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan. And that's not illegal. He says it's a fraud. It says he'll fire anyone that buys it. Yes.
And at the same time, his company is buying it.
His company is buying it.
It's just, so unethical.
And guess what? Kramer just got bullish on banks. You know what that means. But in all seriousness, U.S. banks are not good and are currently facing unrealized losses of $306 billion plus. Jamie Dimon and others are issuing some pretty dire warnings as well. This from Bloomberg: the wheels are coming off private credit funds. Quote, all you need is the snowball to start going down the hill. And it started. Blue Owl is right in the middle of that, the Saba Capital Management founder said on Tuesday. I think we are in the super early innings of the wheels coming off the car. Probably nothing, but when you hear wheels coming off the car, you should be thinking or hearing big print incoming. Oh, and yes, Jamie Dimon says he's starting to see parallels to the era before the 2008 financial crisis. Speaking of 2008, just in, Google Trends for can't sell house has reached historic levels, and the number of U.S. home sellers outnumbering buyers is over 600,000 homes. Is a major deleveraging about to happen? Well, there's a lot of Americans that would be very happy with that. All of this. Global uncertainty, the world on the brink of war, market manipulations getting exposed, banks and the housing market teetering. It all points to one thing, the biggest print of our lives. And it's all lining up. You see that? The bottom is nigh. Bitcoin has hit its bear market bottom at exactly 23 months after the all-time high in every single cycle. And apparently we are sitting at 23 months right now. We've been given the Bitcoin sale of the decade already. Anything cheaper is just an added bonus. And if you weren't feeling bullish before, you better be now, because those asshats down on Wall Street are messing with the wrong guy that just so happens to be holding over 700,000 BTC. That's right, the most shorted stock on Wall Street holds over 700,000 Bitcoin, and the big print is coming our way. We're about to bring it home, but before we do, look at our likes.
3 or 4 times, maybe.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Speaking of holding your own keys, if you're looking to reclaim your sovereignty, you're gonna want to visit our friends over at the Bitcoin Way. If you're not running a node, you're not verifying your own transactions. You're relying on someone else. The Bitcoin Way will get your coins off the exchanges into cold storage and guide you step by step in setting up your own node. It's hands-on training from the masters of self-custody, and ask yourself, are they listening to your calls? Tracking every tap? The Bitcoin Way will help you choose a privacy phone, install a privacy operating system, and regain your digital sovereignty. And if you need location insurance, a Plan B residency is within reach. They'll guide you step by step into a Bitcoin-friendly community where sovereign individuals thrive. Visit thebitcoinway.com and book your free 30-minute consultation using that link in the show notes. Today's show is brought to you by Ledn. If you ever need cash but don't want to sell your Bitcoin, Ledn makes that possible. They're the global leader in Bitcoin-backed lending with $10 billion plus in loans issued since 2018 and a perfect record of protecting client assets. Why is a Ledn loan different? With custodied loans, your collateral is not lent out to generate yield. There are no credit checks. You can get funds in as little as 6 hours, no monthly payments, and you can repay anytime with 0 penalties. Plus, they publish proof of reserves every 6 months verified by a top accounting firm. Ledn gives Bitcoin holders a secure, transparent way to unlock liquidity without selling. Learn more at learn.ledn.io/simply. That's learn.ledn.io/simply.
What we have here is a digital revolution. If you get it, you get it. It's so obvious. It's money wants to move at the speed of light 24/7, 365. Waterfalls don't stop on bank holidays. Electricity, lightning doesn't stop on bank holidays. Gravity doesn't stop on bank holidays, right? Guns, they don't get deactivated on certain holy days, right? They work all the time, right? The things that are actually changing the world, whether it's an iPhone or running water or electricity or airplanes, they work regardless of, the opinion of a politician that would like to intervene to make them not work. Mm-hmm. The reason Bitcoin is winning, the reason that digital capital is winning, is because things that move at the speed of light, friction-free, 24/7, 365 globally, right, that can be programmed by an AI, that can be vibrated or transformed 1,000,000 times a second, are going to displace, in a brutal Darwinian fashion, right, their slower, clumsier, antecedents or precedents, It's like the things that came before, right, are going to be squeezed out of the economy and out of the marketplace because the thing that comes later is just better.
The peaceful revolution is still kicking. Peace sells, but who's buying? Well, GigaChat is. 100 Bitcoin buys, 0 sales. With that 100th Bitcoin purchase, they added 592 BTC for 39.2 milli. They're now holding 717,722 BTC. No rest for the wicked and no Valhalla for the faithless. We've been waiting 18 months to massacre the bears, and our time is upon us. And the possibility of World War III is higher than ever, which is probably a good time to visit our new sponsor, Sat123. Because when cell service dies, life doesn't have to. Sat123 hooks you up with real satellite phones, Starlink kits, and rugged off-grid internet that works anywhere. Mountains, ocean, middle of nowhere, it doesn't matter. If you care about preparedness, freedom, and staying connected when it actually counts, go to sat123.com. That's sat123.com, and don't forget to use promo code SIMPLY for 15% off. No signal? No problem. Let us know what you think down below. Don't forget to smash the like. Give us a pamp by sharing the Sound Money Gospel. We'll get a lot more coming your way, so stay tuned, stay humble, and stack Sats. I love you guys. Catch you tomorrow. Peace.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, you.